shrank down to tiny Emmy for the fans not on the other side of the screen. It's fishing all the time. Let's finish this. I'm a little concerned about where this is going to go, if I'm being entirely honest. With apparently some spooky scenes near the end. So if any of my boards are going to get taken down right after the stream ends, it's going to be this one. I might just have to grab the game. It's not even the right... I just have to grab the game, shove it up here. If it's something I can't show on Twitch. It's like, nope. Bruh. Just nope. Nope, you ain't seen it. You know, we'll see, we'll see. Sleeping on it is supposed to help you with tough decisions, or big changes, but that's hard when you can't pass out in the first place. Thoughts of Marina and of Gramps, and of things changing and of things staying the same, all brewed together to keep me awake, just like the coffee is right now. When I got up this morning, the first thing I felt was surprise that I'd managed to fall asleep at all. The 3 hours I got must have snuck up on me. I drank another cup of coffee, number 4, and the last one from this pot. I dumped another few scoops of grounds into the coffee maker and started a new batch. Got to see the sunrise, which even I usually sleep for. Out here in the middle of nowhere with no light pollution, the sky was vivid, sharp shards of jagged pink tearing into the blue. I nearly dozed off again just watching. Maybe someday I get to watch it with Marina. Someday when I wake up early again, if she manages to get her lazy ass out of bed. Lazy but cute. Yesterday's events replayed in my mind for the umpteenth time, and then and with them comes a swirl of emotions. They feel like a stomachache and a high both at once. Things finally started to seem normal between us again. Kissing Marina at the Valley of Fire, her leaning into it, wondering if I should stop, her not letting me, sitting close on the couch, not asking any questions, just answering them, not answering them either, wondering if I should. Ugh, it's too early for this shit. The familiar ping of the coffee maker tells me that I've been zoned out for a few minutes now. Smashing my fist into my eyes, I try to rub the sleepiness out. Movements to the back of the RV means that I must have woken Marina up. I can hear the sounds of her bed creaking and of the covers being thrown back. I feel a strange, nervous elation as she appears in the hallway looking bedraggled. Bedraggled? I don't know the fuck you're supposed to say that word.
Good morning.
She groans like a zombie and stumbles towards me.
Want some coffee?
Stiff head nod. Smiling, I prepare her a cup. It's only half coffee. The other half is a boatload of sugar and the creamer that neither Gramps nor I ever drank. I don't even know why we had it, but it's not expired. When she reaches me, Rena leans into me and sort of falls, really crashing against my shoulder.
Hey, careful!
A bit of coffee sloshes out of the mug and onto my hand, but I don't mind. She takes a drink and a small sip, taking a couple small sips. Minor blister places her gulliest expression.
Good?
Good.
There's hardly any coffee in it, you know.
Just the way I like it.
I wonder if she's had a hard time falling asleep like I did. Afraid she'd say no. Afraid she'd say yes. So I just sit down and she takes a spot next to me. We'll quietly sip her coffee as she rejoins the lamp of living. Once she finishes her first cup, she's alert enough for a conversation.
Sleep okay?
Figured that's safer than flat out asking.
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda.
I like...
She shows off. Maybe I gave her alertness too much credit.
I forgot what I was just saying.
I laugh and stand up.
Don't worry about it.
Marina mumbles something incoherent.
What was that?
She clears her throat.
Sorry, I asked if you slept alright.
Took me a while to fall asleep, but after that, yeah.
It's not strictly a lie. Eyes half closed, Marina smiles thinly.
Good.
turn around so that she doesn't see how preoccupied I am or guess what's on my mind. Whatever it is I'm dealing with, it's not her problem. I don't want her to worry about me. Flora creaks as Marina stands up, but I don't face her.
So, where are we going today?
No idea. We have a few days before the show. Anything you want to see?
Whatever it is, I'll make the trip.
We're not very far from Las Vegas, right?
Not at all. It's just a couple hours.
Let's go there!
Finally, I meet her eyes again. The smile on her face is pure and earnest. I can't help but return.
Sure, that sounds like fun.
And she hugs me. Her warm figure is pressed against mine. She smells like my shampoo. I wrap my arms around her and hold her close. Just for a second, everything feels right, like it's gonna work out. And I realize how badly I want it to. I squeeze tight and then pull away.
What was that for?
Just felt like it.
Worries creases her face.
Should I not?
Nah, you definitely should. Go get dressed and I'll get us on the road. You cool with waiting to eat until we get there?
Yeah.
Cool. There are a million buffets and exotic restaurants there, so we can find something good.
I like Las Vegas already.
Oh, that's precious, precious baby. I'm gonna make myself a little bigger. I feel weird being just I don't feel. Hold on. Whoa! I'm just a little guy. Come on, I'm just a little guy, and it's my birthday. Hey, come on! I'm just a little birthday boy. What a little guy and birthday. Okay. Reasonably sized anytime.
Torque.
I gently push her towards the back to go get ready. She sticks her tongue out over her shoulder as she goes. Watching, I rub my temples before climbing into the front seat. I'm looking forward to this, and I know Marina is too. So why does it feel like I'm doing something wrong? For a long moment, I just press my forehead against the steering wheel, not thinking much of anything. Senator Marina's approaching footsteps makes me sit up, and I put on a smile as she hops into her spot.
Ready?
Yep.
Here we go then.
And we head out towards the highway. Vegas appears on the horizon before we actually reach it. Closest to shining skyscrapers are interspersed with the world-famous casinos, which come in many shapes and sizes. Found maybe. Yeah, there's that. That's right, a bit better. Check so they will hear me now. Maybe a little quieter. There we go. I'll stick with that for now. I should actually fix the audio at some point, but I did fix. Some are indistinguishable from all the tall banks and offices around them, except for gaudy logos and signs. Others are constructed to look like a pyramid, or a Roman palace, or a medieval castle. The distinct flash where some buildings are streaky and clean looking, as if they'd just been completed yesterday. But then just beside them, a sad looking place with faded paint and signs that aren't supposed to be flickering. As we enter the city limits, we're suddenly surrounded by the noise of traffic and the smells of exhaust. It's in the highway was like crossing the boundary to another world. Rena drinks it all in.
Oh, what's that one? The super tall one.
She points through the windshield. Even though it's impossible to follow her finger, I know which one she's talking about.
That's the Stratosphere. I think it's one of the tallest buildings in the country.
Whoa.
It's still miles out, but she already seems to be infatuated with the city. Her eyes are wide, and so is her mouth.
It's even cooler up close.
I never knew cities could be this huge.
I keep forgetting that she's never been out of New Mexico. Sure, there are a couple of decently sized cities there, but nothing less impressive. I'm excited for her to experience all this for the first time.
Honestly, Las Vegas is kind of on the small side, at least compared to places like New York or Chicago.
Seriously? That's insane. I can't imagine that many people in one place.
What about your house?
She giggles.
That's pretty close.
She reminds me of a puppy, straining against its leash as she whips around, looking out the windshield and out the passenger side window. To me, the part of the city that we're in looks like any other downtown area. so I'm not impressed. Once we get to the Strip, where all the really famous casinos are located, it'll be different. But first I have another destination in mind.
So, Mare,
Yeah?
ever heard of the World Carnival Buffet at the Rio?
I don't think so. Should I?
Well, if you like food, it's pretty much the greatest place on Earth. They have, like, everything imaginable to eat, and lots of stuff that you can't imagine either.
Somehow her eyes got even wider.
I want to try it all.
Oh my gosh, my heart.
Pretty sure you'll change your mind when you see some of it. But that's the spirit.
Are we going there now?
Hell yeah, we are. I'm starving.
Me too.
She grabs my free hand, the one that isn't on the steering wheel. My heart leaps to my throat. Since we're at a red light, I catch her eye and smile, and she smiles. Though her face is a little red. I smile back, and then face forward. Her hands hang limply between our seats. This isn't long before our palms are moist with sweat, and I don't know whose. Her hands are so soft, like she chooses lotion or something, but I know that's not the case. Smooth like a baby's. It makes me a little self-conscious of my chewed fingernails and chronically dry skin. Worried that I'm gonna gross her out and she'll pull away or something.
Is this okay?
Huh?
Maybe I was getting a little too distracted.
Is what?
She freezes her linked hands.
This. You just seemed kinda... Like, I mean, I cannot if you...
No, it's fine. Seriously.
Oh my god, the awkward little lesbians, my heart. I'm talking louder than I need to, flustered as I try to backpedal. She doesn't look convinced.
Okay, sorry, I'm still... not really.
It's fine. You're fine, really. I'm the one who should be sorry. I'm not usually this weird in a relationship.
Oh, these precious lesbians. Now she looks almost offended. Crap.
Not like that. I just mean...
The blaring honk from behind me reminds me that I'm sitting stopped at a green light. Middle of traffic isn't the best place for this conversation. Breathing deeply as we pull ahead, I try to collect my thoughts.
Sorry, again. I just have a lot on my mind. Because I like you. I really do. You know that really freaking well by now.
She smiles, though she's still looking down. Our hands are still together. It's just such an awkward time and place to be talking about this.
So it's my bad if I'm being weird or whatever. But being with a girl I met on the side of the road is a new one. Even for me, you know?
Finally, she laughs.
Yeah, I guess it's a little weird.
I feel like I can still hear a quiet quiver in her voice, but I might be imagining it. So I squeeze her hand tightly. Immediately, she squeezes back. I only have a vague idea of the direction I need to be driving. Fortunately, it isn't too long until the Rio comes into view. Large, looming large as a few miles away. We pull into the parking lot near the back, where the only open spaces are left. It's pleasantly warm outside. I've been hearing stories of people's shoes melting on the asphalt during the summer, but for now the weather's perfect. As we cross through the parking lot towards the casino, Marina takes my hand yet again. I feel my heart accelerate, but I squeeze her fingers all the same. First few steps inside are sensory overload. A million different sounds and a billion different lights all pour from the sea of slot machines. Even at lunchtime on a Thursday, majority are occupied. It'll take a second, frozen in place, to try and process it all. It isn't even my first time in a casino, but I'm overwhelmed just like Marina is. I can see the reflections of the game in her eyes. The cartoon character Cookie of Honey.
Whoa.
Why can't I get through the fucking... Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna add gain back to my voice. Let's see. Maybe this'll do. Yeah, that seems a bit better. Should be able to hear me over the music now. Just crank it down a little. There we go. That should be much better. That should be a bit better.
Yeah, whoa.
Is this one of the most popular casinos?
Not even close. Like, it's big, but it's not the biggest.
Whoa.
I took her forward.
Come on, we'll have tons of time to gawk with food in our stomachs.
The mention of food steadies your steps. Giant overhead signs direct the way to the buffet. It must be visible from any part of the building. If this place is famous for something besides the food, I don't know what it is. You can smell it before I can see it. Even despite the stench of cigarettes and BO, they are pretty strong here. It doesn't smell like any particular food item, but rather lots and lots of them. Gated by our stomachs, we half run towards the buffet. The line to get in is small since we got here so early. Mina hops up and down trying to peek over the head of the bald guy in front of us.
Can you see anything?
Barely. It looks like it goes on forever.
Good.
I practically throw my card to the attendant. Reminds me of paying to enter an amusement park, and I'm just as excited. We are let through a small gate into heaven. Rows upon rows of stations form a small maze in the massive room. Deep bins full of food, fried or grilled or baked or roasted, fill nearly every inch of space in each station. Marina and I grab plates from the tall stack ahead, nearby.
Meet you in the dining room?
I just dropped it in. She nods, already distracted and heading straight for the desserts. I load my plates with a slice of prime meat, 2 rolls and a scoop of mashed potatoes, pour gravy all over them, letting it run down and soak into everything else. For good measure, I also throw on a pair of chicken wings from a nearby basket. They're so fresh that I can see the steam coming off them. I'm gonna need a second plate. I grab one another nearby and toss a small piece of salmon, some pot stickers from the Asian section, and a large spoonful of some sort of casserole. Can't even guess what it is, but it looks good. Everything looks good. Solely because I can't fit any more onto my plate, I head to the dining area and see Marina must be able to find me easily. Surely enough, she emerges just a minute later, carrying 2 plates like I did.
Wow. You weren't kidding about trying everything.
Instead of big portions of a few things like I got, Marina has 1 or 2 bites of a couple dozen dishes. Roughly half of them are cakes or sweets.
When in Rome, you know?
I slice off a bit of steak and close my eyes and ecstasy while I chew. It's divine, holy cow. Barely balancing her plates as she slides into the seat beside me. Marina bumps into my shoulder as she gets situated, and I almost send a fork of potatoes into her lap.
Oops, my bad.
In retaliation, I spear a bite of chicken from her plate, swimming in some Asian sauce.
No fear!
It's double fair.
That doesn't even make sense.
After that, she finally gets to take her first bite, and she just melts. Just like me, her eyes roll back into her head as she chews.
I don't even remember what this is, but it's amazing.
She scoops up another fork full of what looks like some kind of barbecue brisket and holds it towards me.
Try it!
I open my mouth and she guides the fork in. I peel back to chew. It's got a nice smoky flavour.
That is good.
Right? I almost want to go get a whole plate of just that.
And then she tries the baked chicken that was next to it.
Wait, never mind. This is even better.
There's a distinct lack of vegetables on both her plates, but she seems to enjoy herself. But she seems to enjoy everything that she got. Every bite results in some statement about how it's the best thing so far.
Did you get any of this?
I gesture towards a slice of steak that I've almost finished.
Okay, open up.
She tentatively opens her mouth while I cut a bite for her. It's the best part. Right near the edge where all the flavour is. It's a little awkward to feed her like this, but no one's paying attention to us. When she swallows, she sits still. Very slowly she opens her eyes again.
That was literally the best thing I've ever eaten.
You've said that like 20 times so far.
I mean it this time. That was illegally good.
Now that doesn't make any sense.
It makes double sense.
We laugh.
Gramps always used to say that the best place to get a steak was at buffets like this. Not because they're always better, but because you can just go up and get slice after slice. Although, he's the only person I've met who could eat more than one.
Marina chuckles with me. but it's nervous sounding.
I used to tease him for it. No one should be able to eat that much meat.
There's a joke in there somewhere. But I am incredibly mature and shall not make it.
He would always complain about him being too done. He cooked his own steaks to be kind of medium rare. Closer to rare.
Gross.
Don't tell me you eat yours well done. Marina, I don't know if we can still be together.
Jesus, Amber, chill. She looks pained.
I'm just kidding, you know.
Yeah, I know.
But it doesn't sound like it. I shut up. It's probably not a good idea to talk about Gramps too much, either. Our plates are almost empty, and I look back at the serving area dubiously.
Round 2?
She thinks about it, then shakes her head.
I think I'd explode if I ate much more.
Yeah, same.
There's a soft flutter against my cheek as Marina leans over and kisses it. Oh,
Thank you for bringing me.
adorable.
Yeah, no problem.
I intensely examine the hard plastic bench I'm sitting on. Too long passes before I talk again.
So are you ready to go?
Oh, sure.
I can tell how on edge she is again. Good going, Amber. Nice. I lunge to my feet.
Just leave the dishes on the table. Someone will come by and clean them up.
I have no idea if that's true. I start to leave, expecting Marina to follow me.
Amber!
But I turn around. She's still in the process of getting up.
Wait for me!
First, she has to brush her face with a napkin, and then drains the glass of orange juice she was drinking. Then she scoots out to the booth and hurries towards me.
Are you alright?
Yeah, sorry. Just felt kind of nauseous for a second. Probably ate too much.
Oh,
I thought she's buying it. From the corner of her eye, I can see her reaching towards my hand. Then she seems to think better of it and lets hers fall back to her side. I grab it myself as I lead the way out of the casino. Outside, I take Marina's hand, but it feels limp against my own. I let her lead the way down the street towards the busiest part of the city. Sometimes stuff on the side catches our eye. Brightly coloured sports cars that probably belong to millionaires pass by us pretty frequently. There are also people in bike-drawn carriages and double-decker bus tours. Besides the people, the buildings themselves all compete to stand out. Almost every storefront has something neon flashing to get you to look at it. Toy stores, restaurants, sex shops, and all vie for real estate. Within a 2-block radius, you could probably buy everything you ever wanted. Maybe half a mile ahead of us, on the other side of the road, there's a few street vendors on the sidewalk. They have awnings set up to shade themselves and their merchandise, although it's too far away to see what they're selling. Marina spots them and points.
ooh, let's go look!
But then her excitement vanishes.
I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, let's check it out.
With a hopeful smile, Marina starts to run. A red light at the crosswalk makes her stop, not too far ahead though. I catch you up just in time for the light to change. Before she can dart, I take Marina's hand. She doesn't object, but searches my face. So I smile and she smiles back. I let her pull me to the vendor, who seems to be selling a little bit of everything. T-shirts cover most of a wire rack that serves as a wall. There's also bins of buckets, keychains, and other small trinkets. One bin is full of soapstone animal carvings, and those are what Marina goes for. I ignore the vendor and his weaselly small talk, refusing to be conned into buying tons of junk. After a minute, Marina selects a small stone coyote. I pay $5 for it, practically robbery. We start down the road again, with Marina inspecting her new treasure.
Why a coyote?
I thought she was the cutest. Look at the way the color changes here.
She holds a little trinket up to my nose. There's a spot where the colour changes from brown to a musky white on one side of his face.
That is pretty.
Mm-hmm. Plus, wolves are pretty much my favorite animal, and coyotes are close enough.
Yeah? Have you ever seen a live wolf?
No, I wish. You?
At Yellowstone a couple years ago, yeah. I begged Gramps to take me.
As soon as I mention Gramps' name, I see Marina's face. We see Marina's eyes flit towards mine.
What else do they have there?
All kinds of stuff. Wolves, bears, buffalo, elk, deer. Pretty much any kind of forest animal.
And they just wander around, right?
Yeah, there are even places where you can feed some of them out of your car.
What about the meat eaters, like wolves and stuff?
There are spots where you can see them, but you can't feed them. They're still wild animals. It's not a zoo or anything.
I want to go there someday.
I'll take you to see them sometime. It's a cool place.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
I try to play it off like it's not a big deal to me. But talking about future plans, anything that could happen after the festival, ignites that sense of uncertainty in my chest. The way her eyes light up when I promise to take her soothes and agitates the feeling. No matter what, I'm happy that she's happy. I follow behind her. As she darts from stall to stall like a hummingbird. We all offer more of the same generic desert-themed trinkets or gaudy I Love Vegas merchandise. The sidewalks are full of these vendors, who shout and try to get the attention of all the dozens of people who pass by. Mina's the only one who gets hooked in. But she doesn't ask for anything else. Maybe there just isn't enough wolf merchandise. Every time she dives in to examine someone's wares, I hang back with my hand in my pockets and watch. When she's done, we hold hands again. It's a nice cycle. But all that changes once we reach the strip itself is with eclectic? Let's go with eclectic. With its eclectic architecture and eccentric population. I point out some of the more famous places, like the Luxor, which is shaped like a pyramid, and Caesar's Palace, which looks like it was stolen from Rome. Marina's oohs and ahs in all the right places though. To my surprise, she doesn't try to lead us to them. Instead, she seems dead set on taking us further and further down the row of sidewalk salesmen, like she's looking for something in particular. Not that I have any ideas, I don't have any idea what that is. Just leads the way, moving from side to side, but never seeming quite to find it. Until suddenly she freezes in place. A large wave of pedestrian traffic behind us crests and spells around like we're not even there. Marina points ahead at one of the street vendors a few blocks up.
Found one!
I'm yanked forward once again, being dragged by her newfound enthusiasm. Rather than a bunch of cheaply made goods, the merchant, she notices a bunch of coloured drawings of cartoon characters, really recognisable due to the exaggerated style. I stand beside them advertised as custom commissions for $30? Yeah, it's America. $30 each. I immediately understand what it is Marina wants.
No. No, no, no.
I try to drag my heel, but I'm tugged by Marina. She's surprisingly strong when she wants to be.
Amber!
She says my name without even turning around.
This has been on my bucket list for years. It's happening.
What has? Getting ripped off by a street artist?
Having someone draw me!
My protest goes ignored. I fall in step and accept my fate. The guy manning the booth looks like he's completely out of place, wearing a flashy Hawaiian shirt and a baseball cap. When he notices Marina and I approaching, he sits up from his slouched position and grins.
Hello, ladies.
Hi there. We were interested in having our portrait drawn.
We weren't. You were. But I don't protest. I resign myself to going along with whatever she wants.
Perfect.
He frames us with his fingers like he's going to take a picture.
You girls stand right there and get comfy. I'll get ready.
He lurches off his wooden chair, grabs a sketch pad and a box of pencils.
We'll do you two in color. How's that sound?
Great.
I just grimace. Not fun I have my picture taken and this isn't much better. Just never satisfied with how I look. You and me both, girl. That's why there aren't many pictures of Gramps and me, just a couple. I'll deal with it for Marina's sake. We stand under an awning, though its shade does little to help the heat. Marina shifts from foot to foot while I wait with my hands in my pockets. Every so often she turns to beam at me, though she doesn't say anything. She's not sure how she's so hyped up, but it's cute. The guy finally gets his stuff ready, all set up on a PCO. The piece of paper he's using is almost the size of my torso.
Go ahead and scrunch together now.
Makes a motion with his hands. Marina steps up near me and wraps an arm around her, and Marina steps near me and I wrap one arm around her.
Closer.
Our shoulders are touching.
Closer.
Now we're cheek to cheek.
Ah, perfect.
He's staring at us with a smile for just a second longer than is comfortable. I make it. It makes his expression seem even. Start over. He stares at us with a smile for just a second longer than is comfortable. It makes his expression seem more than a little sleazy. Before I can change my mind, he looks down at the paper and starts to draw. We stand there, not talking or moving at all. Once Marina starts to ask something, he waves his hand without even looking up.
Quiet! If you move, you'll mess it all up.
So she sits up. I can feel her jaw snap shut, since it's smooshed against my own. 2 minutes pass. My mouth is starting to get sore. I didn't have any guesses as to how long this would take, but it's starting to get annoying. Even Marina seems to be having second thoughts. She wriggles just barely, probably to fight the growing tension in her muscles. Not enough to ruin the drawing though. From the corner of my mouth, from the corner of my eye, I notice a couple of the glances we get. We probably don't look especially out of place. We're more like hapless tourists who are getting conned into something. I guess we are to an extent. I wouldn't mind, except that we also look ridiculous being stuck to this, being stuck together like nearly Siamese twins. Our artist draws with long, swift strokes. Though I can't see what he's doing, he appears confident. Hopefully the result is worth the discomfort. And the $30. I'm nearly at my breaking point when he finally leans back and sets his pencils aside.
Done!
Marina peels away from me instantly, leaving a damp spot of shared sweat on my face, or about as I follow her more slowly to see the results. As she cranes around, easily to look, I watch her expression go from excited to overjoyed. Her face, her smile widens as she grins, and she grasps the drawing in her hands.
Amber, look! It's us!
I mean, it doesn't look that awful, to be fair. It's not great, though. Must they really didn't need to be holding that close, my guy. It's us. First thing you notice is my boobs. They're a lot larger than in real life. Same with Marina's, kinda. Other than that, drawing is cartoony. We're recognizable, but her features are exaggerated. Marina's eyes are almost comically huge. What are you talking about? That they're basically the same size. In contrast, the building behind us are drawn as sharply defined and realistic. Clutching the paper to my chest, Marina sighs a contented smile.
Thank you so much!
The artist wipes his sweaty palms on his shorts as he stands.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
And he looks at me expectantly. With a sigh, I pull out my wallet and pass him a pair of wrinkled bills. I pass it to him with a nod.
Y'all have a lovely day now.
With that, he slouches down again and pulls out a cheap-looking paperback novel. The drawing is still close to Marina's chest, like a priceless artifact. Every few seconds, she holds it away from her with a grin as she looks at it. That makes it worth the cost. Finally, Marina rolls up this drawing with a scroll and tucks it under her arm for safekeeping. We stand in the shade of the awning while she looks up and down the road.
We should split up for a little bit.
What?
Can't help but yell. That's the last thing I was expecting.
Not for long. There's just something I want to do. And you can't be there.
Why not?
Shuffling in place, Marina looks away.
'Cause it's a surprise.
Oh, let's go.
Mare, no. This isn't some small town. This is Las Vegas. What if you get lost, or some creeper tries to mess with you?
It'll be fine, Amber. There's like 1 million people on this street.
Yeah, so? That doesn't mean anything.
I mean it. It'll be fine.
There's a fire in her voice that takes me by surprise. There's even a little spark in her eyes, like she's angry. My frown deepens.
But
Seriously, it's nothing bad, I promise. I just want to do something, but it's a surprise for you, so you can't be there.
Her face softens.
Please, it'll only be a couple hours.
Couple hours?
Marina, I don't know.
Of all the cities to split up in, this one is the worst. Not only do we have no way to contact each other if needed, the people aren't the sort you can trust. If she leaves on her own, there's a good chance I'll never see her again. The way she's standing there, hands on her hips, looking determined, makes me not want to argue. I sigh.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean it. Just give me like 3 hours.
That's a long time.
You think? I tried to keep it short.
In 3 hours, she gets snatched in someone's car and well into Arizona, California, or halfway to Reno. It's irresponsible of me to let her go, but I can tell by looking at her that they're not the choice.
Okay, fine. But can you at least stay on the street? It's a straight shot back to the Rio where we're parked, and so it'd be harder to get lost.
Mina nods fast.
That's fine. I heard he saw where I need to go, but you're not allowed to watch, okay?
Yeah. I'll probably just go back to the car anyway.
Now she frowns.
Isn't there anything you want to see?
Not without you.
Aww.
Aw, Amber.
Adorable. She kicks at the ground.
I guess we don't have to...
No, go on.
What?
Just be safe, okay? Don't do anything silly. I guess it'll be fine for a couple hours.
She takes the drawing in one hand and hugs me tight. Then Marina leans in and kisses me on the lips. She pulls away before I can get into it.
Okay, I'll see you in a while then.
Right.
We stand there, neither of us moving. I sigh again, then trudge back down the road. I glance back every few steps, but she doesn't move. Instead, she watches me and waves, probably making sure that I keep good to my promise not to follow her. As tempting as it is, I let her go on for now. 3 hours can't be that hard, right? Turns out I was wrong. 2 hours are agony. I wander from store to store, stepping in without actually caring for what's for sale. The first is a vegan restaurant. I don't try any samples. Next door is some fetish shop with its windows covered. All the lights inside are coloured, almost red or sometimes violet. The girl behind the counter, pale-skinned with artificial black hair, gives me a smile that I return. But I don't stick around. I don't even know what I'm doing. Going for the motions of being a tourist, I guess. Technically, I am exploring Las Vegas. Tomorrow, I'm sure I won't be able to remember a single detail of these shops. Up ahead, did another street vendor. His setup is nearly twice as long as most of the others, and includes large glass display cases. Looks like it must be a pain to transport. I wander over, pretending to be interested. The clerk, a Hispanic man, with a short goatee, watches me, but doesn't say anything, not even quite greeting. It's all cell phones and phone accessories. Chargers, cases, cards, and the like. Nothing relevant to me. There's a special discount on prepaid phones and time cards right now. It seems half a dozen identical posters plaster the walls of the longest case. I stare at one of the flyers, though not actually reading it, just imagining if Marina and I had cell phones. It may help at times like this. Times when I'm being ridiculous and clinging in at an idiot. Being able to reach her anytime would be nice. But would they get much use? That's when I realize something. I am dumbfounded by a simple fact. What it is has been bothering me since we split up. That's when I realize something, and I'm dumbfounded by a single fact. What it is has been bothering me since we split up. This is the first time since beating Marina that I've been on my own. That she isn't just a room away or within shouting distance. Even though it's only a couple hours, I suddenly feel profoundly alone. It's pathetic, I know. I'll see her again in less than an hour now. The anxiety of separation gets the better of me. I'm really sick as all the horrible scenarios rush into my head again. The ones where something bad is happening to her, and she's not able to call for help. I look at the phones in the case. I've never had one, so I'm not very knowledgeable. They look cheap and flimsy. I tried to find a brand name, but it wouldn't mean much to me even if I could. The only names I'd be familiar with are those massive companies who make everything. Not just the phones, the ones whose merchandise costs hundreds if not thousands of dollars. I think Marina had a Precise? Whatever that word is. I've heard they're pretty good. Then again, I've also heard about shady stuff with them suddenly replacing all the product workers with robots. Gramps said that sort of thing would be part of the New World Order. Doesn't matter though. It's tempting, but there isn't much point. Just a few weeks, less now even, the festival will be over. And after that, well, the phone gives us a way to stay in touch. Once we've spit around and walk away in a hurry, Lily's suddenly sick again. I also look like a lunatic, coming up, standing there, then freaking out and leaving. Maybe that's why the guy didn't say anything. I just look like another insane junkie. I picture some tweaker stepping out of an alleyway towards Marina, who of course doesn't even notice, and I feel this falls out of my head. 1 hour, just 1 more hour, chill. Tell myself it thousands times. My poor baby's got separation anxiety. Oh. Across the street from this phone carts is a bright green sign for a candy store. One of those places that has a floor-to-ceiling bin of gummies that sell by the pound. I've expected to see Marina in there herself, getting her a surprise bag of sugar. Maybe a way to try to make up for being weird. Or shall the next time I act weird, that is. Across the street as soon as there's a gap in the traffic, not bothering to go to the crosswalk. The doors have an outline and handles that are the same lime green as the sign. When I step inside, I see the walls are too. I'm reminded of the slime from those old shows I used to watch on TV that'll be sprayed into the audience or cast members. Not the most appetizing impression. Selection is good though. Like I expected, there are more varieties of candies than I've seen in a single place. Only pictures. There are several different types of plastic bags you can fill up, ranging from I'm on a diet to garbage bag size. I got a medium-sized one. Then I realized I don't know what to get for Marina. It's definitely chocolates, but with or without nuts. I can't remember if I've ever remember if I've ever heard an opinion. I try to recall what she's got in a gas station so long on our trip, but I never paid that much attention. Maybe I should go for a mixture of both, but then what if she's allergic or something? I probably wouldn't have even. I probably wouldn't have ever come up since we always eat out and order for ourselves. I don't want to give her a £3 sack of anesthetic shock. Gummies then, those might be safer. There are more types of gummy candies than I ever thought existed. Different flavored rings, candies shaped like the fruits that they taste like, and other things like chewy soda bottles. For a moment, I wonder which ones I should pick. I think I remember her saying she loved raspberries, or was it strawberries? But I think she's gotten strawberry soda before, not that it means anything. It's a gift, so I want it to be perfect, not a bag full of things she dislikes. Then I remember, Mina likes pretty much everything. Elated at the simplicity, I dump a small scoop of just about every sort of gummy they sell. For good measure, I get a second, smaller bag and fill it with some malted chocolate balls, caramel clusters, and plain old chocolate chunks. Safe options. I'll haul the bag over to the counter. There's just one attendant, and she's recently bringing up a mum and her 2 sons. Where's Amber getting all this money? Like, is she rich or something? Jesus Christ. The kid darts around their mum's legs, rattling displays and knocking items off the shelves. No one makes them stop or fixes their mess. One of the kids stares up at me, and I frown at them deeply. He stops running and hides behind his mum's leg. Good. Then we leave, the kid still clutching to her like a bear cub. Set my bag on the counter and kneel down to replace some of the spilled items. As I do that, the shopkeeper comes in front and nearly bumps into me.
Oh, you don't have to do that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I look up directly into her knees. I straighten up and we suddenly way too close. Stumbling backwards, I grab the counter to support myself. She laughs. I wrinkled. She's cute. Her tan skin is complemented by the red uniform she wears. It's fun to mention, just got a girlfriend. I'll name tag on the counter. Says the name is Cassie. Yeah, Cassie.
You know, there's a special going on right now.
Oh yeah?
A stack of postcards sits by the card machine. She hands one to me.
If you buy 10 more bags, you get one for free.
I try to imagine how much candy that would be. I need a whole wheelbarrow to haul it out. Cassie laughs, probably at my expression.
Yeah, we haven't had many people spring for that one.
The person I'm buying this stuff for probably would, if she was here. This'll probably be gone by tonight.
I gesture at the bags, still sitting on the scales.
Oh, shopping for your sister, or...?
And they were sisters.
Nah, my girlfriend.
I try out the words, seeing how it sounded in relation to Marina. As expected, it makes my heart skip a beat. Precious. During that beat, I feel like the shopkeeper's face fall just for a second. Oh god, she's homophobic.
Yeah, lucky girl.
Thanks.
I don't know if she means because of the candy or because of me. After ringing up my bags, she dumps them into an even larger bag that seems unnecessary, but I guess it just makes them sort of easier to carry. She passes me the candy as well as the receipt.
Have a good day. Try the peach rings. They're my favorite.
I will. Have a nice day too.
The girl waves as I leave the store. Outside, I check the receipt, since I wasn't really listening to the total. Looks like she didn't charge me for the smaller bag. Okay, never mind. She's simping really hard. I glance back inside, but she's disappeared into the back room. And guess that answers my earlier question. No, she's not homophobic. She's a raging lesbian. Flattered, I head back to the Rio, where we parked. It's not long until I'm supposed to meet Marina, and if I spend too long outside, her presence will melt. Walking back to the casino, where we parked, is way faster than it was leaving. That's probably because I'm still missing. Walking back to the casino where we parked is way faster than leaving it was. That's probably because I'm still missing the human pinball, so I'm not held up every time we pass the shop. I say that, but of course I'm eager to see her again. In some parallel universe where I hadn't met Marina, I might have stuck around at the candy store to chat for a longer time. But unfortunately for Cassie, I already have someone. The parking lot at the Rio has filled up even more. Getting out of here is going to be a pain since there isn't a whole lot of room to begin with. I make my way to the RV and let myself in. It feels like an oven, and the first thing I do is turn on the AC. I set the bags of candy down on the bed to inspect them, as I'd feared the chocolate is slightly melted, streaking brown against the clear plastic. It's not too bad though, a couple hours in the fridge may have it as good as new. I'll leave the gummies on the counter since they didn't suffer as much on the walk back. Marina and I are supposed to meet here in about half an hour. Since it's so soon, I might as well wait here for her to get more, since it's so soon, I may as well just wait here, where it's more comfortable. I lay down on my bed and try to read that book Marina's been sucked into for a few days, but I can't seem focused on the words long enough to process them. It doesn't take long before I give up and set it aside. I just stare at the ceiling. I used to do this most nights when I couldn't sleep. After Gramps passed away, but before I met Marina. It wasn't that it's comforted me or anything. The amount of effort it took not to think of anything usually led to me falling asleep without realizing. Instead, this time, I let my thoughts wander. Sleeping had become easier lately. Actually doing something during the day and getting exercise helps a lot. But my thoughts have been less cloudy, less muddled. Sure, there are still moments where I think of Gramps, but the pain hits me again. Having Marina around makes those rare. Someday I might be able to think of him without it hurting. I don't know if I want that though. Wasn't it just like forgetting? People say you move on and get over death, but what does that mean for the person we lost? I roll onto my side and stare at the picture of me and Gramps hanging on the wall. I can't take it. I roll to my other side. Going into my pillow is cathartic. Without Marina here, I can be as loud as I want. To my surprise, no tears come. Anyone walking outside would probably think I'm dying or in pain, but I don't care. Alone time has its upsides after all. Grieving is complicated and exhausting. Sometimes I wonder if I'm even doing it right. There must be something wrong with me if I don't even want to get over Gramps. I sit up, still hugging the pillow to my chest. Marina will be back soon. I can talk about it with her. To think that, I feel stabbed with guilt. It's not her problem. It's something I have to deal with myself. Force myself up into the driver's seat. I'm not going anywhere, but I can listen to music and watch for Marina to turn. But she really is, like, a little worryingly obsessed. I stick in a tape and kick back. A few songs pass by. It's been 20 minutes or so. Start to scan the parking lot, looking for familiar red hair. The tape ends. That's okay. It was a short one. I replaced it with another. Chose it random. So no Santa Marina. Get up and check the clock. She's about 10 minutes late now. Maybe the clock is off somehow? I hop off the RV and ask someone for the time. I just look exactly what the clock said. Worry begins to tighten in my stomach, but I force myself to calm down. It's Marina, and it's only been 15 minutes. Most likely she got distracted and is on her way right now. 5 more minutes pass. We begin to pace back and forth. Should I go look for her? I have no idea where to start that. If she got to the RV and I wasn't there, she might go looking for me instead. No, I have to stay and wait. Another 10 minutes. She's half an hour late now. I'm so busy. I'm so buying us cell phones. As soon as she's back, we're going to that guy on the street and we're getting prepaid phones. From a street away, I can hear the sound of a siren, a fire truck or ambulance or something. The knots in my throat feels larger. I cough just to relieve some of the tension. I have to go look. I can't just sit here. Switch off the engine, throw my shoes on and climb out. And then I see her. Head down, walking slowly but coming towards me.
Marina!
The relief in my voice probably conveys the panic that it just drained out of me. She looks up at the sound of her name. And that's when I see she's crying.
What's wrong?
Who hurt the baby? Who dare hurt the baby? I rush over.
What's wrong?
Alarm poisons my voice. Did something happen to her after all? I put my hands on her shoulder and shake her
Marina,
gently.
talk to me. What happened? Are you okay?
She still can't talk, but she nods. Thank God. There are no sobs, but her eyes are pouring tears. Every so often she hiccups like she's barely restraining herself from bawling.
Come on!
Take her hand and lead her to the RV. No one gives us a second glance. This is probably a common occurrence here. Mary silently follows me into the RV. I lead her to my bed and have her sit down. I sit beside her, alternating between rubbing her back and her shoulders. I try to get her to calm down. Slowly her breathing slows to normal. Running off her tissue, she blows her nose loudly and takes a few more to wipe her eyes. Rather than push her more, I wait, even though I think it's all my self-control. After a shuddery breath, she looks at me, her eyes still watering.
I messed up, Amber. Bad.
How?
Her breath catches again and she sobs. It's hoarse and seems to take her by surprise. I immediately rub her shoulders again. There's a knock on the RV door.
What the hell?
I stand up but can't see who
I'll be right back.
And lock the front door and open to an all too familiar face.
It's time to pay up!
I shut the door. Working even fully latched, Marina starts to pound on the door. Mariah starts to pound on the door. I lock it and head back to Marina.
Let them in.
Huh?
Go let them in. It's Mariah, right?
Yeah, but how did you... Wait, does this have something to do with...
Marina nods. With a bad feeling about it all, I go to the door, where it's still suffering from Mariah's assault. I open and step back so they can enter. Mariah storms in with a huff, acting like always as if she wants to kiss. Joseph and Tess file in after her, Joseph giving me a small smile and a small shake of the head.
Sorry.
He says it so quietly that I don't think anyone else hears. I figure we'll find out why he's apologising here in a second. Like a conqueror, Mariah marches to Marina and jabs a finger in her face.
Time to pay up, ditz!
In 2 large steps, I move between the two of them.
Okay, what the hell happened?
Didn't you hear?
I was about to, when you attacked my front door.
Well, allow me to deliver the bad news then. Sis stole Marina's gold.
What? Did not?
It's possible to figure anything out. It's possible to figure anything out. Marina's crying too hard to talk, and Mariah just yelling nonsense like always. Turn to Joe to save distance along with Cass.
Can you please explain?
Sure. Mare ended up making Marina bet for all the gold, which she lost. It was a pretty silly thing, and I told her just to let it go, but here we are.
I'm equal parts amused and disgusted that Joseph used the same nickname for Mariah that I do for Marina. Come to think of it, I'm not sure they ever noticed how similar their names are.
Mare ended up making Marina bet for all the gold.
Okay, right.
A bet's a bet, and she lost fair and square.
I don't think it was fair.
The odds were kinda in your favor.
I turn to Marina, the only person whose opinion really matters to me.
Was it fair?
Slowly she nods.
What game did you play?
Poker.
I glare at Mariah, who at least has the shame to look away. Nobody has spent more than a minute around Marina would know there's no way she could keep a straight face. I sigh and sit down on the bed beside Marina. I wrap an arm around her as she leans into me, eyes moist.
You know you can only take half the treasure, right? Marina and I split it equally, so she couldn't bet away my half.
That wasn't the deal!
That's the only deal she could have made. But I'll bet you my half against hers.
Oh boy.
Amber, no!
I squeeze her affectionately, but I shake my head.
It's fine.
I stand and go to where I've been stashing the gold. I pull out the box of nuggets and open it so Mariah can see. Her eyes light up and she licks her lips. I snap the box shut.
Fine, but we're not playing poker.
Oh yeah? What game then?
She thinks about it for a moment.
Blackjack.
Seriously? Blackjack is more about luck than it is skill. I'm not that great at poker though, so blackjack might be the most fair game we could play. I wonder why Mariah suggested it though. Maybe she expects me to win at poker. If that's the case, then the main games have already begun.
Fine. It's a bet.
Marina stops crying. Her breath still comes in little spurts. She's mostly in control of herself. She tugs at my shirt.
Amber, really? You don't have to do this. I screwed up.
It's okay. I'll fix it. That's what I'm here for, right?
I can't read the look in her face, the one that vanishes after a split second.
Okay.
Facing Mariah again, I pulled the gold away.
Where will we play? There's not enough room here.
There's a casino close by. Down the street from this one. We can do it there.
But give me a second, I'm gonna go open the window. Melting.
I'm not old enough to gamble. Not legally, at least.
She shrugs.
Doesn't matter. This place won't check your ID. Probably gonna be closed within a year.
I don't like the sound of that. I feel like I'm being set up.
It's true. It's where we played.
Really?
Yeah, they had like party rooms that were empty. I just used one of those.
I've never heard of anything like this place, but if they let Marina in, they'll probably let me in too. I almost feel better about playing with cards that I know Marina won't have messed with.
Fine. Tell me how to get there, and I'll meet you in a little bit.
She gives me directions as well as the name of the building. Worst case, Marina could probably help me find it. Maybe. I cut on Marina's half of the gold. I put it in one of the boxes before handing it to Mariah, who snatches it from my grip.
Enjoy, because this is the only time you'll get to touch the treasure.
With a final sneer, Mariah leads her troop out of the RV. Joseph still looks pretty sorry about the whole thing. The door slams shut and we're left in silence. I look at Marina. She's looking at the floor.
I'm really sorry.
I'm not even that upset. Compared to all the million and one awful scenarios I concocted, this is pretty tame. And knowing Marina, It's not that shocking either. So I'm being honest when I smile at her.
It's okay, really. I'll go win back your gold and then we can get out of Vegas.
She sniffles.
Seriously though, what were you thinking?
I was just so surprised to see them here. I thought it must be fate or something. I was shopping around and I saw something that I really wanted, but I didn't have enough money. And then I saw the three of them at this little diner, so I went in to say hello and told them all about it.
What was it you wanted to buy?
That's a secret. I wanted to show it to you. But anyway, then Mariah made me that bet and I don't know, Amber. I guess I just got so excited about it that I didn't really think. Like, if you'd been there, you would have beat her no problem. I don't even think she's very good at poker. It's just that I'm kind of bad at hiding how I feel.
Baby. Can't help but laugh.
No way, you're kidding me.
She sticks her tongue out at me. I guess she's feeling a little better.
Really, though, what if you lose to Mariah?
Then I lose. It won't happen, though.
Are you good at blackjack?
A lot of it's luck. There's stuff you can memorize, like card combos, but I don't know any of that.
What if Mariah does?
I doubt it. She would have played that against you if she did. Easier to make it seem like you just got unlucky, instead of her taking advantage of you.
She didn't take...
Bullshit, Mare. She might not have cheated, but she still should have known better.
Rena frowns and looks at the floor again. Can't tell if I'm helping or not. I then remember the candy I brought her earlier. I totally slipped my mind over the last hour.
Oh yeah, I got you something. To try to say sorry for being so weird lately. Even though I've already said that too.
I grabbed the bag of chocolates from the fridge and the gummies from above it. Eyes widen. Rena holds them like they're her babies.
Amber,
Her eyes start to water again.
thank you so much.
Hey, no more crying. This wasn't supposed to make you cry.
She giggles, but then doesn't stop 2 tears from running down her face.
Sorry. I'm crying a lot.
Kinda, yeah.
Rena laughs again. She unties the gummy bag and digs around in it.
The chocolates got a little melted on the walk back, but they've been in the fridge.
They look just fine to me.
She pulls out a few gummy soda balls and offers me the bag. I don't want to take too much, but I do find one of the peach rings that the cashier recommended. It is really good. Sweet but in a mild way. It actually tastes like peaches.
Are you ready to go?
Rena spins the bag to twist it, then ties off the top.
Yeah. I
I vaguely know where the casino Mariah mentioned is located. We passed it earlier today, but I didn't pay much attention to it. As we load out of the RV, Marina's dragging her feet.
Do you want to wait here? I can just go take care of this and then come back.
No way! I don't want to split up again.
After I lock up, I take her hand. Since I'm in the lead this time, the walk isn't as slow. With the evening approaching, the temperature's gone down. At the same time, traffic is starting to build up. In a few hours, it'll be like an entirely different city. Once all the lights come on. The view of the big city at night, far in the distance, has always been one of my favorite sights. I can remember staying up late with when Gramps and I were on the road so that I could press a little sticker against the window and look. They sell postcards of New York and Atlantis and other places all lit up because it's so pretty. I've got a couple hours until then. Neither Marina nor I say much when we walk. Even given the situation, it doesn't feel as awkward as some of our quiet times before. Soon we reach the building Mariah described.
This the place?
Yeah, this is it.
We step inside. I can see why Mariah said this place might be closing down soon. But it's pretty clean looking, there's hardly anyone here. A couple of people occupy slot machines, far away from each other. Aside from those two and a board-looking post, the place is pretty empty. But those three in the trio, Mariah and her posse are seated at a semicircular couch. It's an identical couch from a former circle around a card table. No greetings are exchanged as Maria and I take our place across from them. A sealed deck of cards sits on the table. I got gaudy Las Vegas landmark and logo. It's got gaudy Las Vegas landmarks and logos all over it, but at least it's legit.
Should we ask that guy to come deal for us?
Hell no! The only reason they don't check ID is because they don't care. If you attract any attention, they'll throw you out.
Okay, so who will?
Tess can.
Tess nods.
Really? No offense, but does she even know how?
Of course she knows how. She's not an idiot. And before you get any ideas, she's more likely to help you cheat than help me.
Tess nods again.
Just ask.
Alright, that works for me.
Tess is one of the best characters this way. So if two underage girls are going to play, then why not have a 10-year-old deal the cards? Tess splits open the plastic wrap on the deck and hands it to Tess. The other girl takes out the instruction card and the Joker, then shuffles it. I have to say, I'm impressed. She creates a bridge with the cards that way tighter. That's way tighter than I ever could. Mechanically, even.
So there are 16 pieces total. We'll go piece by piece, I guess.
Sure.
That means that I'd have to win 8 hands in a row without Mariah or the dealer winning any to earn back all of Marina's treasure. I won't sell for anything less than the full amount. With a small stack of tokens near us that each represent a single piece of treasure.
How does this game work?
Basically, you try to get the cards in your hand to add up to 21, or as close as possible without going over. Whoever's closest wins that round. The dealer can win too. We all get 2 cards. Then you can stand, which is where you don't take any more cards, or you can hit, which is where you draw another.
That sounds really easy.
I guess. Like I said, it's mostly luck.
Shut up. Time to play.
I flip her off, but don't argue. Don't tell me I have to play this. Tess deals out the first hand. I stand while Mariah hits. It doesn't look well. I don't expect her to beat my 18, but she lays down 10, a 3 and a 6.
Damn.
Tess slides her 2 tokens. On the next round, I beat her. I win the next 2 after that, but then the dealer wins and we all have to start over. The game drags on for a long time. Joseph has fallen asleep, head lolling back over the couch. Even Marina, who has both her honor and money at stake here, is starting to fidget. We've been playing for close to an hour. She doesn't complain at all, though. After a while, even Mariah and I are starting to get annoyed. She sighs and shifts irritably while I debate what to do. And when she takes her time thinking, I bite down the urge to say something snarky and hurry her along. Once Tess wins again, and we're both sitting at 3 pieces each, Marina wipes her palms and clears her throat.
This is taking forever.
Yep. But if you're saying we just call it here, the answer is no.
No. But let's just go all or nothing. One final hand.
Oh, shit.
Then you won't be able to say I cheated or took advantage of anyone, and I can finally relax with my treasure.
I'll think about it. One more hand, huh? The odds are probably better than if we were to sit here all night. Maybe I'm not good enough at math to calculate. It'll be possible that we're here until the festival comes around, if we keep going back and forth like this. Look over Marina, whose interest has been piqued again.
What do you think?
She gives it a long thought, her face betraying nothing. She then shrugs.
I have no idea.
Right then.
Fine. All or nothing.
Marina nods, satisfied.
Deal 'em, kid.
Tess passes out the cards. I pick up mine, holding them so only Marina can see. A 9 and a 7. Not awful, but not great. Tess is showing an 8. I try to gauge some sort of reaction from Marina, but her face is totally expressionless. No wonder she beat Marina at poker.
Amber?
I think that's the first time she's ever said my name. It sounds weird coming from her.
I'll stand.
Stand? Hold on. I mean, Amy does quick math. You've got a 16, which is a 5 of a difference between that and 21. I think. Yeah. Which would give you a pretty shitty chance if you tried to get another card. For it to take a hit and draw another card, there's a pretty good chance to put me over blackjack. And that'll be a loss by default.
Sis? Hit me!
Test slides her another card, then flips over the whole card. It's a 4. For a grand total of 12. That means we still be here at least.
Let's see.
I get on my cards and wait for Marina to do the same. Except she doesn't. Just looks at my cards flat on the table, face stony, mouth silent. Then makes that sound of disgust and stands as she flings the 3 cards across the table. I'm over to see a 3, a 2, and a 10.
We win.
Go. Let's fucking go! That's all I say. Mina looks up at me, then at the table. She looks back to me, making sure she heard me alright.
We did?
Yeah. The total of her hand was closer to 21 than hers was.
Strangely, I don't even feel excited. Not about the victory, which is nice, or the fact that it came over Mariah, which is nicer. I just feel relieved. Marina squeals and then explodes towards me, half leaping, half tackling me into a hug that I nearly fall off the couch. She puts a large kiss on my cheek and then travels over to my mouth.
Oh god, Amber! I was so worried, but oh my god, thank you! You're the best!
Her praises are dotted with kisses all over my face. Joseph woke up by the commotion, looking away with a blush. Takes another hand, stares at us, creepily apathetic. I separate myself from Marina and stand up. Mariah has already travelled halfway to the door, not seeing anything in her feet. A little wooden box of gold sits abandoned where her arm was, and I check and count the pieces of treasure. They're all there. I start to move towards Mariah to say something, but Jack plucks his tongue. I stop.
Don't worry about her. She's always like this.
Sorry.
Not sure what else to say. Half shrug, which is hard since Marina's still clinging to my arm.
Don't be. Better things work out this way. Come on, kiddo.
He takes Tess's hand, and they start to follow Mariah, who's left the building.
You ladies take care.
You too.
See you later.
Once they leave, I look down at the mess of chips and cards on the table. Someone will come by to clean them. Marina tugs on my shirt, but I look at her, she kisses me on the lips again. The first time today, we stay like that for a long time, not caring about how many stares we might be getting, which is that we can't be more than 3. I can still taste a faint saltiness from her tears. I feel her lips curve into a smile, even though we pull apart.
Thank you. Seriously. I know I'm always saying thank you and sorry, but I am sorry that I screw up so much.
Don't worry about it. It all worked out, right?
Yeah, but only because you were there. I don't know what I would have done if you weren't.
Well, if I wasn't, then you wouldn't be either, you know?
I meant it as a joke, but she doesn't laugh. Just leans into me.
I know.
And then we kiss again. We must look like perverts just standing in the middle of a casino making out.
You ready to get out of Vegas?
Definitely. But, one thing first.
What's that?
Can we get something to eat?
I was hoping you'd say that. I saw this Chinese place earlier that smelled amazing. Sound good?
Very.
Hand in hand, like always, leave the casino and make the quick walk to the restaurant. I'd come across it while waiting for Marina before. All along the strip, more and more lights are coming on. It's hard to tell that it's getting much darker out because of how much artificial light there is. We get to the restaurant and eat outside the patio, watching as more and more buildings are illuminated. By the time we're done and back to the RV, Las Vegas shifted fully from daytime to artificial daytime. Before we buckle in, I pull back all the curtains.
Make sure you get a good spot by the window. You're gonna want to see this.
Gorgeous artwork. I start slowly, with a few lights in the apartment windows coming to life, or lonely streetlights flickering on. I drive slowly as to keep us here longer. Beside me, Marina shifts impatiently but doesn't say anything. By now she knows when I'm being serious. I know she won't be disappointed. As more and more lights flare up across the skyline, I see Marina shift to get a better view. I smell to myself. This is what I was waiting for. What she was waiting for. Even if she doesn't know it. Las Vegas lights up like a forest of Christmas trees. Let it. Las Vegas lights up like a forest of Christmas trees, glimmering orange and yellow against the muddy blackness of the night sky. The further away from the lights of the city we get, the more its gorgeous sprawl we can see. Soon it's so immense that the entire world seems to be awash with forced colour. I ignore the signs that will lead us all the way out of Vegas, and instead cruise along the street that will lead us, I was having a fucking seizure halfway through this. I ignore the signs that will lead us all the way out of Vegas and instead cruise along the streets that will let us admire for longer. Luna's head slowly turns each bend of the road, her gaze magnetically fastened to the city. Skyscrapers zoom by, each one another colour of light. The casinos, which have gaudier decorations, make an exotic contrast to the mundane office and apartment buildings. Marina drinks it all like water, out here in the desert. Light from the window frames her face, and I remember how I thought of her angelic. I thought of her as angelic back in Zion. Now, the word is even more fitting, because of the way her open-mouthed smile enhances the effect. She catches me watching it just for a second. That smile is directed at me. She turns back to Vegas, which is finally starting to recede as we head out of town. She's silent until long after it's faded from the rearview mirror. Then she clears her throat and finally looks at me.
We're going back one day, right?
Sure, if you want.
Good, because we didn't even get to do like a nickel...
Quarter.
A quarter of the super cool stuff we should have done.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Even if I do live like a gross hermit, I know what Vegas has to offer. But I like seeing her excited. There's always a genuine spark of wonder that ignites when she is. It might have to do with her lack of experience, but I like to think she'd do the same regardless.
Well, there's this Pirate Sun show that looks really cool. I heard about another show with fountains and lights that shoots water way up high in the air and... Oh!
Spreads her arms far apart and scrunches her face down, giving herself a double chin.
I want to try every single buffet in town.
That's a lofty goal, Marina.
But we're rich now.
I thump her head and squash her down with the palm of my hand.
And we almost lost all of that in a single day, so you should know how easy it is to blow it.
Well, I think it would be romantic. We can rent out a hotel room, order a really nice bottle of wine, and just cuddle by the window and look at the lights.
A wistful look gleams in her eyes. She gazes out the window into the vast desert night, sighing like I just stepped out of the royal carriage. And swept her off her feet. Never mind the fact that Marina has probably never tried wine in her life and would spit it out the second it touched her lips. That does sound really nice. Guess I have some high expectations to live up to. I've always had them, but now it feels more official. Now more than ever, I'm obligated to keep her happy and safe. Those thoughts occupy my mind for an hour or so as we travel the highway desert. Marina's gone back to staring out the window, the barely visible roadside. We pass a sign right off the side of our desert lane. We're pushing 80 or so, so I almost miss it, but I catch a quick glimpse as we speed by. Nothing special, just a dusty sheet of aluminum, with a picture of poppies and 3 words printed on it. Welcome to California. It's gone before I can even process it. Huh, guess we're in California. Doesn't look like Marina noticed, and why would she? We've passed several state lines, and it's never been a big deal then. The welcome parties, or even a government checkpoint, and that suits me just fine. She hasn't brought up her surprise anymore either. Whatever it was, probably better just let her forget about that. But it doesn't mean the day's over yet. And the places that geezer would always yak on about, may as well be stapled into my brain.
Hey, you trust me?
Her head perks up when she turns away from the window without delay.
Of course I do. Why?
Just checking.
Well, and that's that. No more questions, just blind trust. I continue driving, eventually branching off into an exit. Another thing I don't think Marina notices. Soon, budding lights start popping up in the distance, typical yellow and whites, really hovering above the road. With one exception. Hovering on the horizon, outlined in neon red, with digital numbers flaming across the sky, a giant monstrosity of a thermostat. The thermometer. It caps off above the middle, reaching temperatures all the way up to 62 degrees. Finally, it dawns on Marina. Her head twists towards me like an owl, her eyes just as wide as one.
Amber, what's going on?
She feigns concern at first, but her voice curls up mid-sentence, unable to hide her smile any longer.
You said you trust me, right?
And I do.
Marina tilts over and rubs on my shoulder. I go dead stiff again, feeling the weight of that trust and responsibility. I drive into town, which, as far as I can tell, is just one long street. Old beat-up gas stations and fast food joints line the side of the road, separated by an occasional diner. The thermometer is tucked away, hidden in a corner. It may as well be the center of the universe. The rest of the world zooming by on the interstate. I pull into the lot by the thermometer. Its only neighbor being a small shack. The sound of ignition dwindling down to nothing, leaving the RV parked wherever. I'm not the first to get out, gripping the sweet, stationary concrete as I stretch my legs. Wobbling in front of the thermometer, put my hands to my side, dawning our arrival.
Here we are, the world's tallest thermometer.
He steps out the RV, eyes sparkling, mouth wide with awe, face frozen in time. She rushes into the motorhome and pulls out a camera. A single flash shooting out from it as she winds the camera for the next shot.
I thought you might like it.
A smug grin finds a home on my face. As I revel in the pride and satisfaction of knowing I did something to make her smile. Except she's not smiling, she's staring, not the thermometer now, but at me. I near her lifeless gaze, cloaked by the dimming headlights of the motorhome.
Marina?
Readying her stance, she pushes her feet off the ground and charges towards me.
If we're doing this, then we're doing it right.
Wait, Marina!
Too late. Before I can even finish my plea, she swings around my neck, snugly, bring me to her side, pushing out the camera and aiming it right at us.
Hey, Amber.
Her fingers inch towards the button.
Don't do it!
Say...
She draws out the words to an excruciating length. I struggle to break free, but she squeezes me tighter.
I'm warning you!
Hey, tease.
She bends in and presses her lips against my cheek. Hold and flash. Oh, it's so cute. Oh my god. I stare at the camera, mind blank, my non-reaction drawing out a cute giggle from her. And then it hits me. A thought so mortifying and embarrassing that it shades my skin a pink and red gradient. She thinks it's cute. At this point, I'm butter, or clay, from Marina's perspective. That's exactly what she treats me as, molding me into new positions as she snaps more photos. She's so happy. Before she wanes for the next photo, I nudge her head with mine. She nudges back, both of us cuddling against each other as she snaps the next photo. She takes several more shots, each one a little more gibberish and drenched in cheesy romance good than the last. I'd probably die if anyone ever sees these. With any luck, Marina's constant bouncing will hopefully make a few of these come out fuzzy. Still, I think I might love this, like, a lot. When we first met, I didn't think I'd ever understand the naive ball of energy just looking for some help. In a lot of ways, I still don't. I drove by such a perfect time. Who even knows what would have happened to her? Thinking about it still drives me nuts. But still, those types of things don't seem nearly as big as they used to. Even almost losing the treasure to Mariah, it was just a sizzling point in the frying pan. Just a sizzling drop in the frying pan. If anything, I'm more upset that I wasn't there to help her when it went down. After all, that's why I'm here, to help and protect her. She makes me so happy. With my hand now wrapped around Marina, I clutch her tight. I clench. Oh my god. I think I've been streaming this game for too long, but I'm gonna keep going until we reach the next end of chapter screen. With my hands now wrapped around Marina, I clutch her tighter. Only for my hand to emit an adorable gurgling rumble transmitted from her stomach. We both looked down at the source. Her with a bashful sort of terror, me with an amused disbelief.
Even after all that food at the buffet?
I can't help it.
You're a bottomless pit. The Marina Trench.
Amber, please. That one wasn't even clever.
That was clever, come on, you have to give her more credit. I cackled with glee, tossing her the keys to the RV as I walked nearest the shack.
I'm just messing with you, babe. Go lock up. We'll grab a bite and sleep here for the night.
The shack is sanded, abandoned. The cute logo of a little chef carrying an oversized bun, all but faded away. I peek inside the burning windows. It's more of the same. Rusty and decaying outlines of tables and booths are printed in dust, while the ones built into the walls are just left to rot. It was always just a side thing, he mentioned when talking about the thermometer. But not being able to experience everything he mentioned feels wrong, like I'm not doing right by him. Damn.
Looks like that's one more thing I can check off your list.
Reno walks into the diner, keeping the door open for me as we scurry from the breezy entranceway. Immediately, she's drawn to the claw machine in the corner, filled to the brim with non-specific and unlicensed stuffed animals. Her eyes glitter as she tries to get me to notice the glass box of wonders. Coming from anyone else, this action would be subtle, maybe a few quick glances at most. Coming from Marina, not so much. Instead, she repeatedly swings her head in the direction of the machine, like she's trying to form a giant crescent moon out of her neck. But I know Marina well enough. Know enough to know exactly which one she wants. Snuggling tightly between a fuzzy ball with googly eyes and a lion with a crown lies the Holy Grail, a grey wolf with polka dot bow tie. Unfortunately for her, our waitress is already waving us over to her seats, when it stares into the glass, her foggy reflection lighting up with the wolf. Take her hand and lead her to the booth. Once there's some distance between us and the waitress, I lower my voice.
Don't worry, I'll give it a whirl after we eat.
Marina, however, can't take a hint, and blots her response, alerting every weary soul in the diner.
Whoa, you actually know how to win at those? I've never been any good at them.
I counter lined with jumbo clones. Turned around and glare at us before shaking their heads and returning to their meals. Oh well.
Of course I do. You know how many of these diners I went to as a kid? When you eat at the same place almost every day, you get good. Fast.
Wow, you're like a claw goddess.
Damn right.
Marina ogles me like the claw goddess I am. As we take our seat at the booth, I gladly accept her glory and praise. The waitress flops the menus on our table and silently waits for us to order our drinks.
Just coffee for me.
With her eyes glazing over, she turns to Marina.
What kind of shakes do you have?
Waitress reaches her wrinkly hand across the table and tosses the dessert menu in front of us. She slips through the menu and strains her eyes shut, focusing on what very well may be the most important decision of her life.
Amber, you got coffee, right?
Right.
Then that's what I'll get.
Overflowing with certainty, she stares at the waitress, and gives her a direct, confident command.
I'll have the coffee shake. Extra whipped cream.
Waitress doesn't even bother to write that down, instead dragging her body back to her tomb in the kitchen.
You know that shake isn't gonna taste the same as my coffee, right? It's just gonna be a ton of ice cream and cheap coffee flavoring.
Yeah, but I at least gotta try it for your sake.
Why would you choke down a crappy shake for my sake?
You do everything for me. Everything.
Of course I do. That's my job.
Stiff chuckle slips out from under her breath.
Right. But I want to do things for you too.
So you're ordering the coffee shake as a cosmic favor. You're losing me, Mare.
She whines, frustration seeps into her face.
No, not like that. It's silly, but I want to poke around in your mind a little. That way I can do favors and help. So I guess it's not just for your sake, but for both of our sakes.
She smiles and rests her head on the side, as if expecting my shoulder to be there like always. Realizing she's only leaning on air, Marina blinks and tries to play it off with a tiny cough.
I saw that.
Before I can take my teasing to more exciting places, the waitress returns from the kitchen, barely managing to balance her drinks on the platter as my coffee splashes everywhere. She doesn't seem to care. She places her drinks on the table, then limps out her notepad and pen to take her orders.
Thanks, but I'll stick with coffee.
Marina's too distracted by the shake to notice. Her eyes climbed up to the tower of extra whipped cream as it twirls to the ceiling, rivaling the thermometer outside.
Snap 2. What do you want?
Right, I really do want to keep playing, but...
Snap 2.
I really want to continue the game, but I've been playing for too long. My brain is fucking frazzled from reading for an hour and 40 minutes. More realistically, an hour and a half. But I'll probably be back tomorrow. Or Friday to finish off the game. Hopefully finish off the game. I don't actually know how long this is. Let's find out. I still got like 6 more story achievements. So it's entirely possible. We've still got quite a lot longer in the game. Anyway, well, bye.